Yeah, she needs to just come to terms with reality.
I don't care about nobody out here, Toriana. Do you understand me? Do you understand? No, first
Oh
of
my
all,
gosh, here we got the hood rat, big back activities right here, man. This is some hood rat big back attacks. Dumb mom exposes herself for abusing her daughter on TV. Now this story is going to be crazy. Let's check it out.
My daughter is a narcissist and a pathological liar.
Tell me why I feel like this woman doesn't even know the definition of narcissist.
It's about me and everybody else. You smoking weed, you drinking, and then she even lie about that.
And she has crossed eyes. It's not helping her case.
She tells people I starved her, beat her. People think I'm an abusive mother.
Yeah, these are some heavy allegations. Let's see.
We have a strained relationship to the point I feel like I just hate her.
Hating your kid is crazy.
I can't take this no more.
That's why nobody wants a relationship with you.
Toriana, thank you for being here. Everyone, welcome Toriana to the show.
You see, whenever that kind of accusation comes around, it usually has some weight to it. That's why nobody wants a relationship with you.
So we were watching that together, and I saw that you immediately had a reaction. What was going through your mind when you were listening to your mom say that?
Because that's one of my traumas that hurts me the most.
Yeah.
That's one of my traumas that hurts me the most. He wasn't even there. I had a miscarriage and I dealt with that alone. Yeah. You wasn't even there. You calling me a liar. I'm 21, I can drink, I can smoke weed. It's how I keep myself sane. I hold myself. Yeah. So I don't lash out, so I don't blank. And you sit here, you call the show to try to build a relationship. It's been 21 years. 21 years. You haven't had me since I was 7. Since I was 7. And you left me home. You left me home every day with 4 other kids so you can be young and do what you want to do. You starved us when you was mad at us. You beat us. Oh, you didn't.
Bro, now it sounds like the mother was the one who wanted to bring both of them on the show to repair their relationship. Well, I mean, her daughter, she got out the cannons, bro. Just accusation after accusation. And a lot of these, they don't sound like the kind of thing you can just make up on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you hit me. Oh, you were mean to me. Things like that. It's hearsay. It could be true. It could be exaggerated. It could be false. But things like, you haven't held me since I was 7. That's oddly specific. Or you used to leave me at home alone since I was 7 to watch the other kids so you can go out and be a young woman? That sounds oddly specific. Let's continue.
Burn me with the iron. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. You don't remember putting the iron on my arm because I couldn't find grease for my little sister hair and my granddad came and wrapped my arm up that day? You don't remember that? You don't remember choking me?
Ooh, granddad came and wrapped my arm up. Now she's bringing a witness into it. That would be crazy to do if you're just blatantly lying. So mama burned her with the iron.
He throwing me down a flight of stairs and I blacked out, had no memory of doing that. You don't remember hitting my brother in the nose with a bat? You don't remember hitting my sister and throwing her against a glass table, busting her head open, and we sitting in a hospital room and she getting staples in her head.
See, yeah, going to the hospital, getting stitches, staples in the head. These aren't the kind of things that it would be wise to just make up on the spot. So this mother is sounding, hey, where there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, of course, there are always two sides to a story, but I'm not looking at that mother very optimistically.
So that's what got you when she, on top of everything, when she called you a liar in this.
Yeah.
It seems as if.
I gotta lie on you for it. Why is DSS involved? Why is it involved? People just lying on you. People just making up on you. I got taken away the first time when I was 4. They give you the benefit of the doubt to give me back to you, and then take me away again. Take all of us when I was 7. Then we all split up.
Hey, peep mom's face, bro. Oh my Lord, peep her face. This is her realizing that she should not have come on this show. Oh, I don't know what she was thinking.
When I was 7, then we all split up. We have to find each
They took away her kids twice. It's not looking good, man.
other. You didn't come searching for me. You only cared about them.
Was she drinking and doing drugs during this
My
time?
mom, yeah, when she hit my brother in the nose that time, She was drunk that time. She didn't even remember how my brother started bleeding. She said it out of her mouth. She literally said, "Who's bleeding?" Now we all said, "My brother." Like, you didn't remember hitting him in the nose? She don't want to take accountability. She lives in this world where all her children lied on her. You just delusional. You don't want to believe nothing. You don't want to confess to it. That's my big thing. It ain't about the relationship. It's about standing in your truth, because at the end of the day, whether you're here, whether you're gone, you got to sit in front of God, and he's going to ask you about those times, and you got to stand in that truth.
Do you want a relationship with your mom?
Yeah, because I'm willing to break that generational curse.
Got it. Okay. So what do you mean?
So what do we learn from that? This woman, her mother, doesn't have a good relationship with her mother. And this is something that can happen when you have a single mom. Having children are incredibly stressful, right? And I'm married, and we have a great partnership in raising our children, and it's still incredibly stressful. And so when you're a woman who isn't very well educated and you're doing it by yourself and clearly coming from a lower income background, it's not surprising when women who find themselves in that situation become incredibly frustrated with their children to the point of becoming abusive to their children and resenting and hating them. And that is what it seems like is the situation here. Let's hear what mom has to say. I wonder what she's going to say
today to move forward.
Stop telling my business.
Stop telling your business.
Stop lying. Stop trying to make it seem like somebody just trying to portray you as a horrible mother,
So you need her to
because I'm
admit.
not.
You need her to admit.
Yes.
Yeah, she needs to
At
just
the
come
end
to
of the
terms
day,
with reality.
I don't care about nobody out here, Toriana. Do you understand me? Do you understand? No, first
Oh
of
my
all,
gosh,
first
here
of all,
we got the hood rat, big back activities right here, man. This is some hood rat big back attacks.
You had your fame, right? That's what you wanted. So
You
let me say
called
what
the
I gotta
show,
say.
not me.
Okay, but the way I knew you was gonna lie, Toriana.
Okay.
But I ain't know.
Oh
you
wow,
was
now
gonna lie like this.
everything was a
I
lie.
ain't know you was gonna lie like this,
Documentation,
Toriana.
DSS got all the
I ain't know you was gonna lie like this, and I left a lot of stuff out on the strip because I care about you. But first of all,
You're not
you
the
telling
victim.
people I burnt you with an iron when I do that.
You did.
First
when I was
of
a little
all-
girl, you was greasing my sister's hair. You said, "Can you get that grease out the bin for me?" And I
This-
said, "Where's the grease?" You told me the bin. I looked in the bin, couldn't find the bin. You said, "Come here." Took the iron that was on the iron burner and put it right on my arm.
Let me tell
Dang.
you.
Dang.
Put that on everything.
Let
Put that
me
on my
tell you
granddad. You
something.
didn't do that.
Let me tell
Put it
you
on my
something.
granddad. You
First
just
of
picked me
all,
up on my neck and
first
told me
of
that
all-
funny.
She's saying, put it on Gramps. Put it on Gramps.
Standing over me.
You better
Sounds like Grandpa's probably dead now, the way how she's saying that, put that on Grandpa. So he can't even testify to whether or not this happened, but
get her for I get her. Because I don't
That's
care
the
about
problem.
none of these cameras.
That's the thing.
The way
Oh,
she's
yeah.
lying, the
Threatening.
way
You're
Toriana
afraid.
is
What you so
lying is
afraid of?
crazy.
What you so afraid
It's
of?
crazy.
But hold on,
What you
so-
so
First of all, y'all let her talk, so it's my turn
I would
now.
love to
It's
hear your
my
point of
turn
view. I would
now.
love to hear your point of view.
But the
I
way
would.
I ain't mean to, I'm not trying to get rowdy and make a scene. But at
I'm having some trouble believing that, ma'am.
the end of the day, I called the show.
I understand.
I called the show. I
Right.
hit her up
This
and
isn't
I
going
hear
how
about
you
my
thought it
daughter.
would go.
I
Clearly.
don't care.
Y'all
Camera,
let
make
her
a
say
fool
what
of
she
myself.
say. Now I'm gonna say what I got to say.
I wanna
because
hear
I'm
it.
telling you, I don't care nothing about these cameras.
Yeah,
on
that
here.
keep telling yourself you don't care about these cameras. Clearly, you care a lot.
Let me hear what you got to say, though.
It's crazy.
If you want to tell me what you have to say.
I hit the show up, okay? Because I was really sitting there thinking, at first I had got to a point like, you know what, she older, I don't care, she disrespectful, whatever, I don't apologize.
When was the last time you saw her?
Saw who?
Her.
Almost 5 years ago. because
Dang, this is how you want to do the reunion? Y'all should have went to therapy, not to a TV show.
video chat a couple times.
So
but
the last time y'all seen each other in
Yeah.
person is 5 years
Yep,
ago.
almost 5 years
This
ago.
is the first time today.
Yep.
Okay. And you are 21. So you were a teenager last time you saw each other.
I was in high school.
High school. Okay. I spent over a decade working in social services.
Right.
So you said that none of your kids are with you, that they were removed from
Right.
the house. So what was the conditions and why they removed them from the house?
Okay, May 2009, I went out of town to go see my grandmother. I had never left my kids, never been nowhere. I had people. in
Look
my
at that
house
face.
that
She, oh man, this isn't good.
had been around my kids since they was little. Fast forward, went out of town. Like a day later, I get a call from the
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This face is not helping, bro. The crooked eyes, the bad weave, man, this is not the setting she should have went to try and resolve this kind of thing. Because guys, listen, there's the way the world should be, and then there's the way the world is. And there is such a thing as pretty privilege. You feel me? If you look put together, you're more believable. You're more trustworthy. It is what it is. Groom yourself. Lose the weight. Okay? Brush your teeth. Get them whitened, get them straightened, whatever. All these things, believe it or not, really do impact the way people perceive you and how willing they are to believe and trust you. And so, on top of the fact that her story already had so many details, the daughters already had so many details that just seem unrealistic to make up on the spot like that. You couple that with the fact that this lady does not look like she's got it together. It's not looking good, man. All right. So tell us more about how CPS took away your kids, ma'am.
From the ACS worker telling me, your son, and my son was like 6 at the time, I think.
Left her 6-year-old son alone? Crazy.
My son had walked to school by himself and a stranger picked him up. Down south, you have to be supervised to get on the bus down there. But because of that, I had got a CPS case right around this time when they was.
Yeah. When a stranger's picking up your kid, your 6-year-old kid, I'd say that's bad parenting.
Investigation. My mother asked, could she take the kids? And even though I was in foster care and I had history with my mother, I trusted her.
Here it goes. Now I feel a little bad. I feel a little bad because, listen, everything has a cause, right? Everything has a reason. People don't just wake up, I don't think, most of the time, and decide to be bad parents and bad people. Usually we have some kind of generational sickness that is passed on because you didn't have good role models. You didn't have a good teacher, and it just continues.
Enough. One of the stipulations was she wasn't supposed to have them around my cousin. They called me and said,
why not?
We specifically told your mother not to have them around the kid, your cousin. Mm-hmm. Do you want your kids in a foster home or do you want them with their father? They had already gathered them up. My mother already told them that I left my kids for some man on the internet, knowing that I went to go see her mother. I came back down south. We went to court. They was just saying, they told me prior to this, like, you're not going to get your kids back today. So I'm like, well, how am I going to get my kids? They said you have to hire a lawyer and go into court. All they lawyers.
So the problem that I'm having with the story, just from working in this field, is that normally, if you've gotten to the place of a court case, that means there has had to have been some signs of neglect and abuse for them to take it that far. And I understand the neglect part when your son was caught on the street. And I understand that maybe there could have also been signs of abuse from with this person being around. But at that point, they would have given the kids back.
If I had to bet money on it, that guy, whoever her kids were not supposed to be around, probably a kid diddler.
Back to you unless there was more.
I'm telling you the truth. If I wish that I could show y'all all the GoFunds, emails, everything, me trying to contact lawyers to get my kids. This is the truth. I'm not lying.
So what happened during that time? Did they discover more neglect or abuse?
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to sit here and act like I ain't had no ACS case, CPS cases or nothing. Toriana got taken away from me when she was 2 years old.
And what happened during that time?
Toriana, she went to go live with her father. Some things happened. She ended up in a group home. And so when she got a certain age, she was able to make her own choice where she wanted to live. Around this time...
Bro, getting put in a group home at 2 years old, what a rough way to start life.
Children's father had got killed. And I ended up going back down south, but to try to get my other kids back. But at the time, Toriana was living with somebody, and she felt like, she didn't have
the problem was you didn't want us to have a mother and daughter relationship. You was afraid that me and her was building that mother and daughter relationship, that you stepped in between that and broke it up. Because first of all, that's the truth.
That's a real thing that happens, though. Bad parents see some other person, a teacher, a coach, an uncle, a friend, someone, some adult, some responsible, sane person with good morals and sets a good example who, for whatever reason, wants to be an active participant in a kid's life whose parents are dropping the ball. And then that parent, despite the fact that they're being a bad parent, they get jealous, they get envious. And so they seek to rip that relationship apart, get in between that, and then continue to be bad parents. It's very common. It's sad. It's sad.
That's what we're
I've been
about.
around. Let's go.
No,
No,
you
that's
haven't.
one
No,
of
you
the
haven't.
reasons.
No, you
Since you
haven't.
want to say
No,
I'm a
you
liar,
haven't.
we're
No,
going to
you
talk about
haven't.
everything.
No, you
Shamira,
haven't.
I'm gonna ask you
And
this.
my child
If you-
don't have nothing to do with this
If you
at all.
call the show asking,
What the f?
call the show asking to repair.
You're sick.
No, you're sick.
You're
I'm about to
using your
snatch you by the hair.
trauma. Do
You're
it.
sick.
Do it.
Toyana, don't play
show
with me.
them how you
Because
really
I'm
is.
going to go to jail
Show
today.
them. Show them.
No,
Go ahead,
show them how
show
you
them.
Yeah, this when your mother is doing this, talking about I'll go to jail today. Yeah, man, this is that low education. These are the consequences of low education, right? Poor education is the divisive factor. I believe it. The statistics show it. Nothing determines outcomes in life like education. If you know better, you do better. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. Information is key. Knowledge is power. And right here, this woman looks like she probably reads at a third grade level. She's not learned, right? She doesn't. It's so important to read, guys. Make sure you're reading. Send your kids to good schools.
You got somebody else wrong. That's why don't nobody want to with you. Show me how you somebody.
Show them how you none of your kids and none of your kids want to be with you.
I'm not worried about none of that. I ain't worried about none of that. I'm not worried about that.
See, if it was just one bad relationship with one kid, then, sometimes things don't work out. Children, they grow into being their own people, and sometimes the people they grow into being, despite your best efforts, it doesn't vibe, it doesn't gel, it doesn't harmonize with you, whatever the case may be. But when all your kids don't rock with you, now we got a problem.
Just like that. You're never going to change. That's your problem. You're never going to change. You're never going to change. You're never
Yeah,
going to
man.
change.
Take 5 minutes. If you can just step back.
Especially when people are older, they don't. It is hard for them to change.
Go ahead.
That's a threat.
You're doing this
That's
for the
a threat.
camera.
No, you're doing it for the camera. You're the one getting loud and rowdy with me.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling
Y'all
you.
better get
I'm
her.
not worried about
Y'all better
shit
get
you're
her.
doing. I'm not worried about shit you're doing.
Toyana, go
Show them
ahead.
how you get.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Show them how you get.
Uh-oh.
Show them how you get.
Go ahead.
Yo,
Go
wicked
ahead,
ass, you
Toyana.
wicked old miserable
Go
bitch.
ahead.
That's why God would never do that for you, bitch.
That's tough. That's tough. Dang, man. That's one thing though about these people from the hood. They know how to roast, man. They know how to light you up, boy. How she string together those insults? It's bad.
God would never bless you.
Toyana.
That's why God would never bless your ass.
Go ahead. You lying little
stupid
bitch.
I don't give a fuck.
Wow. Dang.
Go ahead.
Like mother, like daughter, huh? Apple don't fall far from the tree, they say.
Go ahead. I don't give a fuck about TV.
Okay, yes,
This
you do.
real life.
Yes, you do.
This my
Yes, you
trauma.
do.
This
Go
my
ahead.
trauma.
Okay.
This the I've been through.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
speaking for me and my five other siblings.
Toyana.
Bitch.
Oh,
I
dang.
don't give a fuck.
This is- wow.
You need to protect yours.
I'm done. I'm done.
You don't need to be
That's
back
it.
in there.
Because y'all really
Go back
trying
to
to
your
play the
dressing
out of me
Go
on
back to your
here, yo.
dressing
I'm done.
Yeah, everybody
Not doing
cares
this.
about the
I'm ready to
cameras.
leave. Y'all really tried to play the out of me. Y'all knew exactly what the y'all was doing.
Dang.
Let me tell you something. If I would have known, because I try to see the best in people, and one of the things that I do on this stage is like either we're going to come here to heal or either you're not coming here at all. We're not going to do this. And I am so sorry, so sorry that she got brought on this stage to do this to you.
Dang.
What you went through was real. She had no right to call you a liar.
Some type of resolution to
And she just standing back there looking all.
She had no right to call you a liar.
Some type of resolution to it. That's the thing. I don't just walk around with just hate. I actually
I
wanted
can tell.
it to be
I
some
know.
type of bond.
That's why you showed up. I know. That's why you showed up. But she's not in a space to do that.
Yeah, man. Where the first mistake was made was when the mother filmed that video attacking her daughter, calling her a liar, all of these things. It put her daughter in a defensive place. And so she just reached into all of her bag of trauma and just let her have it. And thus we got what we got, which is why, look, and it's crazy the mother did that because she was the one who invited her daughter to be on this show. If you're going to try and extend an olive branch to somebody, you have to do it with just kindness and mercy and love. You got to start off on the right foot if you want to repair a relationship. So if you're going to start off calling her names and attacking her character and all of that, then I don't know what you were expecting to happen.
Her motives for coming here was to make herself feel better.
Like the victim.
Yeah, that's what was her motives,
Yeah.
and I caught that immediately. You are an amazing young woman, and I am so sorry for everything that happened to you.
Yeah, it's
I'm
rough,
sorry
man.
that I couldn't help you to bridge some relationship with your mother, but she's not ready. And if she's not ready, you don't deserve to be in the crossfires or whatever she's going through. You hear me? Give me a hug. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I doubt she'll ever be ready, to be honest with you.
I'm so sorry.
Until she can look in the mirror and accept the fact that she has failed as a mother, whilst being able to acknowledge that she also was dealt a bad hand as a child. And so it caused her to be ill-equipped to manage children. She probably had children with men who weren't good men because of her own childhood. And so it's a two-part thing. She, one, needs to be able to forgive herself for being incompetent in certain ways as a result of her own trauma and neglect that she experienced as a child. But then she has to now turn around and acknowledge that she allowed that to then cause herself to behave in a similar fashion to her own children and creating a rift between her and her children and abuse and all of that. And so until she gets to that place, which again, being educated plays a big part in that. I'm not saying she needs to go to school and go to junior college or whatever. Something as simple as reading, right? She needs to be reading books on emotional intelligence and trauma and all of these things and reflect on her own life. She needs to be enlightened in that way. Or she can go to therapy and have someone walk her through it. And that, of course, can take a long time. It takes money. And but more than likely, this is never going to be resolved. And she's going to die bitter and alone. And her daughter may or may not even attend her funeral. I've seen this story before.
When nobody say, like, I ain't coming on here to try to humiliate her or try to make her look bad. You're not going to keep running with this narrative like, oh, I abused my kids. I just left my kids. Toriana, no.
Nobody's on her side.
Y'all got me, though.
I'm confused. And I'm being sincere.
Right.
I'm confused. How do you think we got you? Because I've been trying to stay calm with you out there. You invited us to this party. You invited us and to set the table.
Right.
And then you the one who flipped the table.
I flipped the table?
Yes, ma'am.
Karamo.
The fact that y'all started going off.
Right.
And the fact that you said you came here for a relationship, I got to tell you, and it's just honest.
Okay.
You got to be able to one day look at your own. We all got to take responsibility for our actions.
Of course.
In this moment, the responsibility of how this went was on you.
Wow. But I really did not do that.
I didn't tell you I wanted you to admit.
No, you said she wanted me to admit.
Yeah, and I didn't say that you had to. What I'm saying is that you have to at least be able to hear her. She's a child.
I heard her.
You didn't hear nothing. All you did was came out and started screaming at her.
Yeah, you got to be the bigger person if you want to fix it with your own child. I heard someone say, I've heard a psychologist say that the health of a relationship between a parent and a child is determined by the parent. The parent is the one who gets to set the tone from the very beginning. That child comes into this world worshiping and adoring you. They are obsessed with you. They want your hugs, your kisses, your attention, your affirmation, all of it. And so when you get a blank slate like that with a person that essentially looks at you like a superhero or even a god, really, from birth, for that person to then grow into someone who does not like you, you have to really drop the ball. You had to neglect them. You had to set a bad environment for them. And no parent is perfect and no child is perfect and life isn't perfect. And we're all going to make mistakes. I know I've already made mistakes. But it takes a degree of self-awareness and knowing that the state of your relationship with you and your child, that is determined by you. And the way your child acts in large part is determined by you. And so, yeah, if you're going to be the parent in a situation like this, trying to mend the relationship, you have to be the bigger person. You have to be willing to take responsibility, a large portion of the responsibility.
Immediately. You start defending. What I wish for you is because you had a daughter who was here and really wanted to try to figure out something.
Right.
You wanted something, and you took the relationship even back. I'm going to tell you that right now. Your actions took it back. No matter what happened in the past, here on this stage today,
this made it worse.
You broke it. You took it back. So no matter what happens in the past where you say that was her truth or not truth, the truth of the matter is today on this stage, you broke it. You broke your daughter's relationship. You broke the relationship you could have built. You did it, and I watched it.
Okay.
And I just hope that after you leave here, you reflect on how you reacted, because that reaction is what caused a chain of reactions that didn't need to happen. I really do wish you the best of luck, but this...
Yeah, she needs therapy, man. She needs some real therapy.
If you weren't really ready to listen to her and talk to her, you shouldn't have invited your daughter here today, because what you just did is you triggered a little girl.
Wow, so it's my fault. Okay.
Yes, today is your fault.
Okay.
I wish you the best of luck. Good luck.
Dang.
That was a waste of all of our time.
Dang, man. Yeah, so... Ooh, chat, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below, man. That was crazy. Crazy work. I don't know what she was thinking coming out the show. She just really made herself look bad, but hey, it is what it is. And the reality is she's like this because of her own upbringing and the failures of her parents. And that's how generational trauma works. So break the cycle. Go read on a wide variety of things. Read history, read philosophy, read psychology, read books like that. They will give you a broader worldview and help you to learn from the mistakes of others and reflect upon the mistakes that you've made in your life. You'll become a wiser person, you'll make better decisions and have healthier relationships. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe. Road to 6K subs, man. We're moving. Peace.